Book Off is one of the best places in Japan when looking for a bit of video game nostalgia. These used bookstores have a video game section, and you never know what you might find while looking through that section. I got lucky recently and came across this, a Legend of Zelda strategy guide from 1992. Minasan, Ohio. So we're looking at Legend of Zelda today from 1992, August 10th, 1992. First printing, I think that's coming up, like kind of an anniversary. And then March 10th, and then August 20th, 1992. If you saw my previous video about a Book Off, the Japanese used bookstore, when we discussed Final Fantasy II, I also found this Legend of Zelda strategy guide at the same time, and I wanted to devote a video to it on its own. 220 yen? Not bad for a book from nearly 30 years ago, or more than 30 years ago, I guess. That's about, I guess, $1.50 US. But this was a fun little find, and I think most of you, if you're watching this, Legend of Zelda is something that we've all had a lot of experience with. I mean, for me, I've got Zelda from first to last right here, the original NES game. This was one of the first NES games I had. I never had the really spiffy gold version, though. This was, I guess I got this lesser version. But yeah, Zelda from first to last. Here, Tears of the Kingdom. The game's a blast. But yeah, and I'm not really even a big collector. This is just a very casual collection of Zelda, of things that I've had over the years that I never got rid of. Again, going back all the way to NES, Famicom. This here on GameCube, the collector's edition. This was, had 4 games actually. It had Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, both Nintendo games for NES, Famicom, and then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which still have those as well. Ocarina of Time, never got rid of that. And then this was cool, Majora's Mask. I don't know how well that's going to show up on a recording. This is the old style hologram we used to have when I was a kid. They used to have these on toys, but this version of Majora's Mask, the gold plastic, came with that reflective part. But fun stuff. So Majora's Mask was a blast. Some people I don't think liked that game, but I loved the 3-day countdown on it. And really, it was an extra bit of a challenge. But so just again showing you these things here. Not even a serious collector, just someone who likes video games. I've been playing Zelda ever since this one here when I was, I guess, 10 years old, 9, 11, I can't even remember, but we all know Zelda. So when I saw this at the bookstore, I had to pick it up, especially for 220 yen for $1.50. I mean, why not? So I'd just like to share this with you guys today. Take a look through here. Ape, I guess, the company who made this book. Legend of Zelda. So it starts with a kind of interesting little fold-out map. That's not going to fit in view, I don't think, all of that. But you've got a map of some different, I guess these are the dungeons. And here we've got a map of here's the dungeons. Yeah, Skull Woods, Thieves Town, Misery Mire, Swamp Palace, then Ice Palace, Dark Palace, Turtle Rock, Ganon's Tower. I'm not sure what order these are in. I thought this was the first dungeon. Dark Palace? Can't remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. This was one of the first games I had on Super Famicom. Was this Zelda here. Link to the Past, amazing game. So much fun. And here we get a map of a little bit of the light world. We've got the different whirlpools. You could teleport around Hyrule, the light world, I guess, by using these. And then this was kind of fun. I kind of like this part. You've got the different portals and their locations. These teleport tiles here in the light world, where they took you to into the dark world. Fun stuff. So we've got a nice little map there. This was something interesting that if you saw the previous video I did with the Final Fantasy strategy guide from 1991, right around the same time, the design of the book used a lot of photos of just different places around the world. And, it really got me thinking, doing graphic design in 1991. Is that what I said for this? 91? 92, excuse me. Doing graphic design in 1992 versus today, much different, kind of concept. You probably just had sort of stock photos like this you could use that were, I'm sure, on a computer, but nothing like today with the design kind of things we have. So I thought it's kind of interesting. They're telling parts about the game, I guess, down here in the introduction. But just visually looking at these kind of different things from around the world. You got the pyramids, some kind of chapel, different coats of arms on the wall. I don't know if that's a castle. I think I've been here before. I think that's Portugal. I think that's Lisbon. I'm not sure. It's right on the water. Can't remember. This is kind of fun. Got a little, not comic, but a little bit of artwork from the game. Link with classic costume, or costume's outfit, sword, shield, sword. To the Kakariko town. So we get the start of the game here with your uncle. It's raining. Get your sword and shield. To the Lost Woods. I looked through this magazine a bit. Oh, there's the boots, the running shoes that you get. I looked through this magazine a bit. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit better. And it doesn't spend much time in the light world. Just really quickly it goes through some of the stuff. Which this says... It's not quite a strategy guide. I'm not sure what it is. But it doesn't spend a lot of time in the light world. A few pages just telling you, I guess, where to go and things to get, but no maps, really. There's the guy under the bridge. I always like this guy here. You get a jar from him. Got a little bit of stuff on one of the monsters. But it goes right to the Dark World, the Swamp Palace here. And just showing how, in, not the second quest, but I guess like the Dark World. Shows the first boss down here, this guy with that was the mask, and you have to hammer off his mask with the hammer that you get. Tour Guide 2, okay, there's some fun artwork here. I like that. Got Link crossing that bridge. Skull Woods, okay, we get a more zoomed in map here of Skull Woods. This dungeon was a bit tricky, wasn't too difficult, but you had to actually exit the dungeon several times and then drop down into other parts. I remember that being a little bit challenging. Here we get a map of the dungeon. Yeah, this part here, if you see the big treasure chest, the big chests always had the item that you would win in the dungeon. Here I think it was the fire, like, wand or the fire staff. But you would move these holes around, and this was tricky to get to. You had to get behind it and blow the wall. I remember that, yeah, this dungeon gave me a little bit of trouble. And then these guys here, oh, I hated these guys. I think they have a name, too, in the game. I'm trying to see Zelda, no. Can't remember what their names were, but... Koitsi? I'm not sure. They would grab you and take you out of the dungeon. You have to start over from the beginning. That was not fun. Thieves Town. Yeah, that was the Kakariko Village in the Dark World was Thieves Town. This was a fun dungeon. That's where you also got the Master Sword leveled up to level 3. But yeah, Thieves Town. This is fun. You find this girl and she says, help me out. I need to get out of here. And then, spoilers, 35-year-old spoilers. I think she even says, bring me to the light, or don't bring me to the light. Can't remember. Once you go into the light, she says too bright. Turns out not as all as it seems. This is funny. There's these little quizzes in the book. It's got these little just quizzes, like they're little tests. Like here it's asking you how many rupees different items are and which ones of these match. It's kind of funny. Like I've never seen a strategy guide with homework in them before. Oh yeah, Thieves Town, you get the glove, not the power glove, I think the mighty glove. There's 2 of them, but this lets you lift the heaviest rocks. Ice Palace. This dungeon, I don't remember it being too difficult. There was a couple challenges in it, nothing too major if I remember correctly. This was funny. You'd pull on their tongues, these statues, and it would actually open a door. It was a switch, basically. Map of the ice dungeon. Who's the boss in here? Here's some of the enemies. Who was that boss? Oh, this guy down here. Can you see that? Yeah, it was 3 eyeball clouds or something. Okay, I remember that. I've got another quiz here about different enemies. Different places to warp. Those quizzes are funny. Oh, the swamp dungeon. Yeah, I remember this. I remember you can't get in there except from the light world. It's actually... Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there's no entrance. In fact, there's a sign. I loved the sign as a kid when you come in there. And the sign said, no entrance, no escape. And if you look, the whole place is surrounded by rocks. You can't get in. You have to warp in from the light world. I always thought that was a clever sign. No entrance, no escape. Decent bit of translation, the localization on that. But here's how you warp there from the light world. This dungeon, I don't remember if this was too difficult or not. Pretty long. It's got a lot of rooms in it. This boss I remember, the eyeball boss. He was fun. Or the pile of eyeballs. You just shoot it with your bow and arrow, and then the giant eyeball comes out and bounces around. Then you shoot him. Again, we've got another quiz here. These guys were funny. These little, I don't know what these were. I'm sure they had a name. But, let's see, Stalfos... Babudu? Is that... Bubble? Babudu? I can't tell if that's a pa or ba. Babudu. Stalfos, Babudu. Wizrobe. Jedu? Not sure what that is. But these guys, yeah, if you sprinkled magic powder on them, they turned into a fairy. So as long as you had MP, or I guess your magic meter, you could get a fairy from these guys. It's pretty useful in the dungeon. Fairies you could catch them and it was like a res, it would bring you back to life. Or, well, you guys, if you're watching this, you know what a fairy does in Zelda. Turtle Rock, yeah, this is basically Death Mountain in the Dark World. Some more information here about how to get there. The dungeon. Oh, wait, no, this is the way there. This is getting up to the mountain. This is not even the dungeon. This is the dungeon here. Yeah, this is the dungeon proper. Oh, wow, I remember this. You use that weird magic, the magic staff to make these little these blocks that would carry you around these lines. This is a clever game. I mean, every Zelda game sort of reinvents itself in some different, gimmick. But I don't want to use the word gimmick in a negative way. Each game has like a unique sort of style to it, and this one was no exception. Especially even back then, you had these routes and these different lines, and you would create a block, and it would carry you around these preset routes, whatever route, and you just had to go that direction, and like you couldn't change direction. I don't think. Actually, could you? I think at these or crossroads you could like move up or down. I do not remember. It's been a long time. That was a lot of beer and a lot of brain cells ago. Oh, this boss was fun. Yeah, I remember him. Or again, him, her, it. Had 3 heads, like a fire head, an ice head, and then just a regular head. And you shot the fire head with your ice blaster wand. You shot the ice head with your fire one, and then this guy, I think, you just hit him with a sword, if I remember correctly. Here we got another quiz. Ganon's Tower, yeah, okay. Which was also near Turtle Rock, right? Oh, wait, didn't this, like, come out of the ground or something after you finished Turtle Rock? I can't remember. Yeah, wow, this is going to be your most complex dungeon in the game. Again, I don't remember much of it, but I do remember you fought like a bunch of bosses in there from earlier in the game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, really complex. Yeah, they've got those knights. That was one of the first bosses in the light world. Yeah, that's the boss in the Tower of the Light World. Yes, wow, it's 4 pages of dungeon map. And then, yeah, you had all these different bosses you fought in there, I guess. Oh, no, this is a quiz. I think this is asking which bosses that you fought inside there. You also fight, Aganim, the boss from the Light World. You fight him in there. And then Ganon flies away, breaks a hole in the pyramid, and then you fight. This is the final part here. Yeah, this was not the most difficult fight. You needed your silver arrows, like always. I remember it not being too bad, actually. Yeah, this fairy here, she was inside the pyramid in this hole. That you couldn't open it until you defeated Ganon. There was a guy who all of a sudden was selling a giant bomb. It was like the bomb was like the size of Link. And then you blow the hole open, she'll sell you the silver arrows, and that's how you can defeat Ganon. Yeah, there's the bomb right there. He's dragging it with him, behind him. Review just goes through some stuff here. Yeah, this part here. You sprinkle magic powder on that little shrine, and then you get all of your spells take half the spell points they did before. It's funny, the guy that pops out, he says he's going to like curse you, but it's actually like a bonus. This was always fun. You had to get the book up on top that would translate things for you. So you run into it with your boots, like your speed boots, and you actually knock it off. It was a fun little mechanic. Some different games you had to do to get hearts. Or to get a heart container, I guess. I think you got 4 of those and it gave you a full heart. A few different dungeons. Again, they're not dungeons, but outdoor areas. Yeah, Zora, the big Zora, he gives you the flipper so you can swim. The magic mushroom, yeah, it's useful. You get that, and you take it to her, and she makes potions for you with it. Or that's how you can use magic, I think. Or no, does it unlock her shop? She won't make potions for you until you do that? I can't remember. We got here some old, or maybe not old, just a book off flyer. It's got a picture of a smartphone, so this must just be something they tuck into a QR code. This is probably not from back in 91 or 92. This must just be something they tuck inside the books when people sell them. Practice. Let's see. I can't pick up these quizzes. I think this one here is like how you like fill in the blanks with these different items. So, for example, how do you go from an empty magic meter to a full one? I guess that would be this here, the full magic meter, or it could be the potion, right? I guess it'd be this one, right? And then what plus these guys equals this? Actually, that's the ice rod. You shoot these guys. Oh, wait, no. Hammer. Okay, you shoot these guys with ice. You hammer them, and that gives you a full magic meter. And then what plus what gives you a potion for magic would be... I don't know what that's asking. Because these two... I'm not sure. This is weird. I don't know. But yeah, another different quiz. Kind of fun, different parts here. What is this asking for potions and such? Just not really sure. This is so funny. They would have a little quiz in here. I guess even an English section. The vocabulary in the game, dungeon, continue, save, manual, trap. I'll see if I can't quite read Japanese really well. Let's see, dungeon, I have no idea how you'd say dungeon. Save should be the same as it is on a computer, which... Let's say it's that one right there. No, that's not right. I really don't know what those would be. I should study harder, I guess. Actually, I found there's a little English lesson in the back here. It's kind of funny. Let's see, technique. What do we got? We get some kind of fun artwork. We've got this little art at the top. We've got some artwork down here. A fairy, Link swimming, Link sleeping, I guess. I guess just showing you some of the tricks for the game. Things like this, if you need rupees, you come and just take them all from the pots. Chickens, of course. We all know in Zelda, if you attack chickens, well, they attack back. The chickens ain't no punks in this game. Let's see. Yeah, this part was strange. I guess they're just comparing different parts of the game to different influences around the world, maybe? Was this just something that, when they made this manual, they needed to, what do you call it? Just fill pages, so they compared parts of the game around the world, different foods, I guess, I don't know. Got paintings, foods, and paragliding, I guess, okay. Character catalog. That's some fun artwork. Got the castle up on the mountain. Oh wow! Yeah, I forgot about this. The old Zelda commercial. This is back. It never aired in the United States, but in Japan. Yeah, I've got to remember to put a link to this commercial in the description. This is hilarious. This guy here dressed as Zelda. Or Zelda, Link. Some very old artwork. I remember this artwork from when I was a kid. But this commercial's wild. They're kind of dancing around, and yeah, it's funny. I think there's pictures where's Zelda. Yes, that's the guy that played Link, and then Zelda's down here in a costume. You've got some weird alligator man. You've got to check out this video, and I really got to remember to put it in the description. Yeah, it's a funny old video. Yeah, different monsters. Okay, these aren't monsters. These guys helped you. Different characters. This guy helped you get the sword. He was the little dwarf turned into a frog. This guy, I don't remember what he did. The monkey, he led you to a dungeon. That's the fairy. This guy, what did he do? Something with the flute. But here you've got enemies, yeah. These guys would steal your shield. Yeah, like Reiku. Yeah, they'd steal your shield. Who else? These Buddy Blue, Buddy Red, I guess. I don't remember what they did, but if you hit them, they turned into little, like they split up. These guys were weird. Copy red, copy green. When you moved, they moved with you. Like if you tried to go towards them, they'd move back. It was really weird. It was hard to kind of attack them sometimes. Water Temple guys. Yeah, these guys, you had to knock their skulls off. And their skulls would chase you. Mummies, or Gibdo. Oh man, the Gibdo in this game. If you've played this one, Gibdos are not fun. They're not impossible, they're not super difficult, but they just are a pain. You basically have to throw fruits at them till they... It's weird. Let's see. Yeah. Great little cosplay Zelda there. Cosplay Link for that commercial. Wow, it brings back memories. Yeah, these skeleton knights, I guess. Starfos. Yeah. I don't remember this guy. I remember these guys. Yeah, whiz robes. Cherubin? The dog looks like the chain chomp from Mario. Okay, so different enemies. Looks like it's got the different boss fights here. This is all in the light world. The desert boss in the light world. He was in the tower. These guys were... I don't remember where they were. Oh, on the far right of the map. I can't remember that place. Then you've got the different bosses in the dark world. You got Aghanim. This boss is fun. You basically hammer on his face till it breaks, his mask till it breaks. I think you can throw bombs at him too, and then once it breaks, you can attack him. This guy, you use the hook shot, and you have to pull the little things off him to attack him. It was kind of clever. This guy you just burned, this weird moth. And then, yeah, this guy you just attacked. That was when you bring the lady in the light. Oh, this was fun. Yeah, I forgot about that. You actually have to melt. You have to melt the ice first with your ice staff, and then you can fight these guys. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, this guy, the eyeballs you. Oh, wait, that's right. Did you have to use the hook shot and pull the eyeballs out to shoot them? I think that's what you do, and then when this guy comes out, you shoot him with the arrows. Yeah, I made a mistake on that. Okay. Yeah, this guy, you kill the two side heads, and I forgot he starts flying around. Okay. Oh, it's even got the little items up here you're going to need. So, this guy, you need a fire rod. This guy, just a sword. Okay, maybe you don't need to hook shot those guys out. This guy have fire and ice and your sword. Okay. Interesting. Data. This is weird. Link praying before like a cross. That's kind of odd. But again, 1992 graphic design. Yeah, this just gives you different numbers on different bosses, I guess. Different items. That's kind of cute. All the different wow, not pixels. What do you call that? Just the sprite artwork. Bow, silver bow, boomerang, red boomerang. I guess the red, no, just boomerang, red one, hook shot, magic mushroom, magic dust, fire rod, ice rod. Oh, bombos, ether, and quake. You got your lantern, the hammer, your shovel, the flute, or your ocarina. Was it called an ocarina in this one? I don't remember. I think was it just called a flute? I don't remember. It's still the ocarina, just like we've got an Ocarina of Time. Got your net, your book. That was the translation book. Different bottles. Oh, what were these called? There was the orange one, the blue one. You did need these for things. I can't remember the names of them. Magic manto. Manto is like mantle, I guess. Magic cape. What did that do? It made you invisible, I think. Or like made you invulnerable. The magic mirror. That you use that to get back from the light to the dark world, the light world. The boots, they made you run boots. The Pegasus boots. Power glove, and then powerful glove. I think this was called mighty glove in English. Power glove. Power furu glove. Okay, power glove, powerful glove. Got your Zora flippers, the moon pearl. That let you wouldn't get transformed into a rabbit when you went to the dark world with this. If you didn't have this, you couldn't fight or do anything in the dark world. See the Master Sword, the upgraded Master Sword, and the final Master Sword, and then your shields. I don't remember what this was called. I think you bought this at a store in the Mirror Shield. You actually got this in a dungeon. The blue armor gave you 50% damage reduction, and the red armor gave you 75%? Or was this 25%, 50%? I can't remember. It was basically the same as the blue ring and the red ring in this one here. You got damage reduction from that. And what else? Another side? Oh, this is kind of funny. It just goes into some TV and comics, goes into Nintendo Power. It's kind of interesting. I had a subscription to that for years, probably 5 or 6 years. In fact, that's how I got this here. This came with I believe this came with a subscription to Nintendo Power. I think that's how I got this for GameCube. But yeah, I had Nintendo Power for years. I wish I still had them. I remember when years ago, I was probably like 17 or 18. I walking out to my trash can with just a stack of these in my hand. And I'm like, these are stupid. These are for kids. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 17. Just tossed them all in the trash. And I remember thinking, like, do I really want to throw these away? I won't need them. Now I'm like, man, I wish I had all my old Nintendo Powers. In fact, I think when I got this much later, I resubscribed to the magazine just for this. And I don't think I kept those for that either. But I remember throwing those away. I could kick myself. This just goes into, I guess, comics, Nintendo comics. I don't know what this is. X-Men, X-Factor comics, I guess, just discussing comics in America and how they're connected to Zelda, I guess. Gail Tilden, I guess she worked with Nintendo Power. This interview. And then here we got Final Fantasy. Wow, that's funny. I just did the video, a few videos prior to this on this game here. They're showing it in this magazine for Zelda, or this guide for Zelda. I wonder if it's just, it's a Super Famicom game, both of these, so maybe that's why they're discussing it in here. Got a Comic Con, they're showing like a comic convention. I guess a game convention, maybe? No, comic market? Oh, comic market. Okay, they're just showing like, yeah, I guess that was kind of, isn't that what Comic Cons were before they are what they were today? People actually bought and sold comics there. I've never been to one, so I don't know. Nintendo Power, you got some artwork there. signed, I guess, by, I don't know who this guy is. And then some kind of weird comic. A woman playing video games. Throwing pots or something. I have no idea. Fairies. Is that the cheese reminds her of Triforce, maybe? Oh, that's funny. Oh, never change, Japan. Are these some of their other guides? Zelda, Fire Emblem, Yoshi no Tamago, Yoshi's Egg? Is that like Yoshi's Island? Super Mario World, Super Mario World something. Fire Emblem, SimCity, Maza? Oh, Mother. I never played that, but I remember hearing about that game. That was pretty popular a long time ago. Alright, and that's the 1992 Zelda strategy guide that I scored used at Book Off for, what was that, 220 yen? Not a bad deal. Not a fun little book. I mean, again, just going back to 1992, that's 30 years. 32 years. That's just kind of fun to look through and remember all this. God, I played this game so much. But yeah, just hope you stuck around this long. If you did, thank you very much. Yeah, again, Zelda, I think we've all, how does that show up on there? Do you get the 3D with that? Can't really tell. But yeah, Zelda has been a huge, big part of just, again, Zelda from first to last. So, yeah, that's Legend of Zelda. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. And ja, mata ne.